Hey, what is up, guys? It is RichHomieQuinn here, and today I'm going to be sort of explaining on the different types of launch pads that you may not know, and also sort of how to use certain launch pads in certain scenarios. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday, Memorial Day. So I'm going to hop straight on into it. We're going to be being creative for the start of this, and then we're going to be hopping into some of the replays of FNCS solos this weekend. We're going to be looking at the East Coast. How you guys doing today, boys? What's up, Evade? What's up, Squid? Alrighty. So let's start this. So there are 5 launch pads that I'm going to be basically explaining in this creative right now. And then we're going to be hopping on over to the replays and sort of see how they are used in games and sort of how you can utilize it yourself when it comes to these future cash cups. So Fortnite sort of announced that the next season is going to be solos again. So, this could, these are all basically, I'm going to be talking about sort of solo pads or whatnot. What's up, Jax? Alrighty. Alright, so the basic launch pad that everyone knows is going to be the regular high pad. So this pad specifically, when it comes to end game of solos, is really only used at one time, and that is sort of when half and half out zone is sort of pulled really, really far. We will go into that. How late is the update? It depends on your time zone. But it will be at 11 p.m. PST for the West Coast. East Coast is going to be at 1 a.m. in the morning. And I don't know EU's times. Alright, so we have one pad right here. So this is going to be the regular launch pad. And then we're going to be hopping into the short pad, which is basically you have one wall here and then you're going to have a ramp above. This is usually seen like this, though. You're sort of in a 1x1. You edit out the top. And then you edit out your cone, and then you do a short pad like this. So that's the most common way it's going to be used in the comp scene. And then there is another way to do a sort of similar short pad. So this is when you sort of have like a 1x1, and you sort of want to go a good distance, but at the same time, you don't want to go, you don't want to be super high. So it would usually be like this. You'd be in a base. You do the same edit that you did over there. And you drop down here, and then you're going to be placing the pad at the very bottom of your base, so you sort of get a little bit more distance, and it can be useful, but again, it sometimes is obvious when you're doing that pad, because you have to edit out the top, and you have to drop all the way down. Do you do the pad or whatnot? You said solos. Yes, so solos will be next season. We're going to have trio cash cups next season, too, so I'm going to be hyped to do some of that. We're going to be able to help you guys out when it comes to trios on ProGuides. I notice you, Dino. And then we're going to be hopping into another pad, which is going to be called the single-use short pad. So this short pad is going to be a super short pad, and it's really good to do on the fly. So let's say you're rotating, and then you just want to get a pad off. You sort of place it under the ramp, and you can it boosts you a small amount of distance. But let's say you're a pretty high elevation or whatnot. This is a good pad to use because you're not going to be hanging too long into the air. And so it's really hard to reuse this pad, but there is a way to reuse. As you can see right there, you sort of have to jump and crouch, and then you sort of hit the pad, but for the most part it is single use. And then we're going to be going into the last pad before we hop into game, which is going to be what is known as, at least I know it as, your fellow Arab made the pad. It's also used in trick shotting, and I basically call it the Arab pad. So you basically place a floor out on top of the stair, and then you're going to hit the pad, and then you're not going to be gliding. So this is really good when you're in high ground, and let's say you're on a big mountain, and you sort of just want to get off the mountain and hit the ground as fast as possible. So without even gliding, you can be hitting this pad, and your chances of getting beamed out of the sky are going to be very, very slim. Alright, boys, we're going to be hopping into the actual games to see how and why you should use each of these pads. Yeah, fellow Arab also does do tips and tricks videos too. So he does it in a series called Inside the Mind of an IGL, and he absolutely kills it when it comes to it. Do you take fall damage from that last trick? No, you actually take 0 fall damage, which is why it's so useful. You sort of get the chance of sort of like being able to jump off builds without taking any damage. They may patch it in the future, but for now, it's been like that for a while, where you take absolutely 0 fall damage. Tips for mid game: I have done something called a dead side rotate. rotate on this channel when we sort of did a live stream. If you do want to check out sort of a similar video, I do have one on my YouTube. My YouTube is linked in the description, which sort of goes in depth when it comes to those rotates. Did I qual? This weekend I actually got 83rd. So I didn't qual, and then during reboot round I had internet issues, so I wasn't able to really participate in that, unfortunately. But I have placed top 10 in multiple solo cash cups and made money. I also got 12th in solo World Cup. Tips for early game is sort of this off spawn and try to figure out what really works for yourself. So we're gonna be hopping into game 1 of NA East. We're gonna be hopping on to Null. What's gonna be somewhere over here? Maybe he already hit the pad. I'm gonna find him in the player list. I think he was towards the bottom. Yes, sir. All right, so we're gonna be hopping on to Null. So I'm basically gonna be talking about when it comes to the most common place to pad is gonna be endgame. So Null over here, he has a very, very far way to pad, and a lot of people end up dying from this circumstance. But Null does a great job in not doing that. Solos will be next season, exactly. Just doing homework? Hey, I see the multitask. Can I say your name? Hey, what's up, Nick? What's my name in game? My name is RichHomieQuinn in game. Alright, so Null is having a far distance to cover, right? So he has to go from this side all the way to this side, and look how cluttered this is. So a lot of people end up getting beamed out of the sky. So we're going to see what Null does here and why he sort of makes it to the next side without getting beamed. You know Fortnite from Zirene Prime? Yeah, Zirene Prime is a great guy. What's up, Nicole? Well, thanks. Now I know who you are. Let's get it, Alex. All right, so he hits the pad right here. So he does a let's actually go back to see what type of pad he did. Pretty sure he does a high pad right here. So he's looking through a cone. He also ends up marking where he wants to sort of go. So he's being able to see vision. Although we cannot see the cone, he can in the actual game. So he's sort of seeing where he wants to pad and how he wants to pad. So he does a high pad from the back here. And how he pads this specifically is that he uses the side of the hill right here. So we're also going to be keeping an eye on class here too when it comes to the next person we're going to be looking at. So when you pad, you sort of want to utilize these trees and these old builds right here, because these are things that are going to be able to block your opponent's vision from shooting you out of the sky. And Null does that pretty well, as he's going to be able to pad. And when he's padding, he does get shot from the left over here, but we aren't able to see the whole thing because the replay sort of lag. But he sort of is able to use the old builds in the trees to get into zone here, which puts him at a really good position to make it later into the end game. We're going to be hopping into class to see sort of what type of pad he does and how he sort of pads the situation. You came now, what did you miss? So I started the very beginning of the lesson talking about there's like around like 5 different pads that you can use, and right now I'm just explaining how they're sort of used in game. A lot of people have an issue with getting beamed out of the sky, and I basically wanted to sort of go over on how to sort of lessen your chance of getting beamed out of the sky and dying in air when padding. You're awesome. Hey, you're awesome, Jamie. Thanks for tuning in. When are you doing customs? We'll be doing customs once the top bar over here fills up. It's a decisive. It's a Glecko. All right, so right here, so we're gonna be hopping over to class. So class right here, he is looking for a big pot, or he's looking for a kill because he wants to get that siphon before padding. So class makes sure to look for a kill. He doesn't get a kill or that siphon for that HP, so then he decides to pop a big pot. When you're launch padding in the sky, you want to be as healthy as possible, especially with the current meta of how prevalent it is to sort of get L2'd or aim assisted out of the sky. People are really getting good with their aim. So class is going over the launch pad that we said. So this is the short pad. So this is going to be the most common pad. So he's sort of padding from this area right here, which is sort of close to zone. But look how he also pads. You know, a normal person would pad on the map right over here. He's right here. He would pad and go this way. So class actually wants to use the side of the mountain to get him into zone. He actually does a 200 IQ play when it comes to this pad. So he's actually padding away from zone just so he can recycle the use of this hill right here, and he's going to get into the left side. So when he also does this short pad, when he's going on the side of the hill, he also puts himself in a position, let's say he does get beamed, he's going to be able to land super, super close because his feet is almost touching the ground. And so he's going to be able to heal up. So his chances of getting beamed out of the sky are very, very slim because of multiple things that he does. And he's going to actually get hit 0 times out of the sky because of how efficient his pad was. He does end up landing a little bit short, but at the same time, you know, at least he's still alive. So he did a great job right there. How you doing, Drag? Alright, and now we're going to be hopping on over to TSM Kanata, who did really well this weekend. Kanata in this game is actually going to have 4 launch pads, so we're going to be able to see him pad a lot in this game. Let's go see where is he at. Alrighty. So going into this end game, Kanata is pretty looted up. He got some good off-spawn loot. So basically, half and half house closing right now. Hey, what's up, NBR? You love ProGuides? Hey, we appreciate you, David. What is Storm Surge? I can go over it in more depth in the future if that's something that you would like. But Storm Surge is just basically a amount of storm damage that you need to do on other people or tags so you don't get zapped. So Kanata, he's setting up himself to get a little bit closer to the zone. So Kanata was placed on my red marker on the bottom right, if you guys can see, and he ends up rotating a little bit early. So I did do a discussion on dead side, so all of this red was in zone, so he knows that no one's going to be there, so he gets a really free rotate, so he tries to rotate early towards this first move in zone, and then he's going to be using the pads to do the rest of the work. So he plays throughout his little builds. Another thing with Kanata, he actually plays this so well when it comes to, he's really prepared on how he wants to pad and when he wants to pad, so he makes sure that the chances of air happening are very, very slim to none. Yeah, ProGuides does offer a lot. So he ends up doing a short pad. So this is, again, the most common pad that you're going to be able to see. He does have 3 more pads, so he makes sure to situate himself in a spot where he's not in the water, right? He could have landed, you know, right on this red marker, but there's a high chance that he would have got server focused or sprayed because he would have been building in water, and it's sometimes difficult to do that. So he makes sure to land onto some old builds so he can then further use some more of his launch pads. Where do you find these replays on the streams? I will show you after this game. Okay, I'll show you how we get it to the next game. So he does a short pad into a high pad because he knows that this time he can get the max use of the pad, and he's going to be able to land onto these builds or onto this side of zone that's in storm at the moment. So he used the short pad because he knew that he would be in water if he did a high pad, so there's no reason to really sort of go for that distance. Another thing that is really, really important is that Kanata is diving towards the side that has all the people. Let's say Kanata was diving towards the left side, right? It would give all these people a side of view on him on the left side, and we'll see him just gliding. So he makes sure to sort of clutter himself up with all the madness so he doesn't get isolated out by the whole lobby. And he also has a sort of a set position that he's aiming for the whole time. He's sort of not indecisive. Should I land high ground? Should I land low? Should I land on this spot, this spot, this spot? You know, he sort of has a set position of where he wants to land, and he ends up getting it. Now he's in a good spot. He still has 2 more paths to use too. I have decent ping, usually around 20 or 30. Yep, that is 100% playable. 20 or 30 is usually the most common amount of ping. How you doing, Fury? So then again, he does a short pad, which is going to get him to that first move-in zone perfectly. So he is actually really low on materials here, but he uses the launch pads perfectly to sort of save those mats, and instead of him sort of having to go for an impact frag. A lot of people, most of the time, they have that issue of end up dying because they have 0 mats, but then you end up looking at their inventory and they did have a launch pad. Kanata is really good at making sure that he uses all his launch pads so he has the max use for all his materials too, making him deeper into the game. You have 80 ping. 80 ping is difficult to play on. How's my day going? Hothead, it's just getting started, brothers. How about you, man? You having a good day? Hope so. Why don't you apply to coach on ProGuides? I'm the best. Hey, much love, man. So, we're just gonna be watching Kanata right here. So Kanata is really low on materials, so he's looking for an impact. He ends up not getting the kill here, and then he ends up doing a short pad. So that is probably the worst pad that he did out of the 4. But again, at least he uses the pad, right? At least he has the right mentality of how he should have padded. Maybe what sort of happened with his pad, it was sort of rushed because he was going for that fight, right? And then he had a pad right after that. So maybe, you know, the smart thing is that he should have looked before padding and he would have been able to get a deeper pad. But he ends up pulling it off because he's Kanata. But it's really good that he sort of had the thought of still using the pad though. So the reason why I don't coach on ProGuides exclusively is because I'm also a pro player. I also stream myself. If you guys do want to check out my stream, it is in the description. It is RichHomieQuinn. Hey, what's up, Ryan? I appreciate you, brother. You have 0 ping? Lucky guys, lucky guys. So I'm just going to be watching the rest of the game from Kanata. Not only am I going to analyze sort of what he does good here and stuff, is this not going to be too sort of related to the lesson, but still, I just wanted to watch it because, you know, a lot of good stuff does still happen here. So Kanata is going to be playing floppers pretty well here. Notice how he drops down, sees all this hectic stuff, and then he doesn't really overcommit. He's going to end up being able to recycle some of these old loot, and also since zone pulled towards him, he could just eat floppers in zone too. I do. Would you? I do remember you, brother. I have 60 ping and keyboard and mouse on PS4. Can I get earnings? Yes, if they have more console tournaments, it's definitely possible to rewind. You know, as long as you practice and watch ProGuides streams to improve, you know, you will definitely get better. You're in BC, bunny? Your ping's probably like 40, 50. How do you win an arena? You know, this lesson could maybe help you out, man. You know, sometimes in arena you have a good amount of pads, and making sure that you don't get beamed out of there is huge. Yeah, so where you have 240 FPS, nice. So right here, Mikey is versing, I think, Furious on the high. No, not Furious. It's going to be that cheater Neon. Yeah. So they're in a 1v1 right here. I'm basically just going to speed ahead since they both just make it down to this end game. Cheater Neon is going to end up winning just because Mikey tries to play the heal off, and then Neon phases through his builds, as you can see right here. Neon does have this grappler, I think. Doesn't really use it right here, so Mikey knows that he is going to be winning the game with the heal off, but then Neon ends up phasing through with 1 HP left, getting the kill on Mikey, clutching it up actually. So, you know, Mikey sort of choked right there, but hey, you live and you learn, right? How can I get a better setup? You have 10 FPS, you know, to save it up your money, you know, maybe asking your parents, your family for you know, some money that you can save up for PC parts on your birthday, Christmas, or whatever you celebrate. You know, maybe just trying to get a little part-time job yourself too. That's what I did. I ended up being a lifeguard before I ended up buying my own PC. What's my Twitch name? My Twitch name is RichHomieQuinn. My YouTube and Twitch links are in the description if you guys do want to show love there. Can I friend you? I have too many friends already on my main account. I have like 400. All my socials are down below. What if your parents don't support you? The best thing to do if your parents don't support you, get good grades. If you have A's and B's, your parents will support you no matter what you do. So that is what I recommend. Focus on school, and if you really want to be the best, you know, you have to put in that extra work. If that is being good at school or doing good in school, and also being good in Fortnite. All right, so we're going to be hopping on over to Elige here. So Elige does have one pad. We're going to be hopping in the second game. I'm sorry I forgot to show. So if you guys actually do want to watch these VODs in game, you go to the compete tab, which is going to be on the very top, and then you go to. So you're going to be able to see the leaderboard of FNCS solos. So you can click on any of the leaderboards if you guys want to duos, solos, or whatnot. And I clicked on the FNCS solos, and then you just click on the names of the players, and then you click matches, and then you're going to be able to see all their matches. And then if you just double click on whatever match you want to watch, you then go into the replays, and then you get to watch the games. Is 240 FPS worth it? Yes, the more FPS you have, the better you will perform. Alright, so Elige does have a launchpad here, but I wanted to show this clip just to show you that you don't need to launchpad every zone, right? So Elige does end up seeing a free rotate, so he just took advantage of the rotate instead of wasting his pad, which he's going to be able to use later in game. You made your life better? I got you, Dino. Thank you for the kind words, man. So he's going to end up being able to rotate in here. I got to go back to Elige. So he gets in zone. He's chilling. We're going to speed it up a little bit and be waiting for the next zone. He's made it to 6,000 points. Good stuff, is he? How to start 1v1s, like in-game, you know, you just got to fight the person. Can I help you? Yes. So, you know, this lesson can definitely help you out. This lesson is about sort of, we're talking about the different types of pads and how you should sort of launch pad when it comes to endgame. Can you get earnings from mobile? Yes, there's tons of good players that have gotten earnings from mobile. But more specifically, iPad. How do you stop tilting? You stop tilting by, instead of blaming every situation on how you die as you getting unlucky, instead you should be thinking about what should I do next time to avoid the situation that I put myself in to die. Because sometimes you do get unlucky, but you can always look at something in hindsight. So Elige ends up sort of butchering his launch pad, but then he hears another launch pad, so this is called a recycle. So he's going to end up recycling this launch pad. He takes 2 storm ticks, which is kind of scary, 3 storm ticks, which puts himself in a bad place. So sort of what Elige did wrong there compared to Kanata is that Kanata, that we watched the game before, sort of had a planned out, you know, set where he was going to place the launch pad, how he's going to launch pad and whatnot. Sort of Elige was having to do it on the fly, which ended up in him mistaking his launch pad, making it a short pad, hitting his head on the floor, and now he's in a really ugly position. So yeah, so it wasn't the prettiest here. He's going to end up getting his zone, making it a little bit deeper, but again, you know, it could have been much worse, especially if that other player didn't have a launch pad. That other player could have ruined his game. So we're also going to be looking at Knight. So we're going to be looking at Knight and sort of see how he rotated and what happened to him in this endgame. How can I get more game sense? So game sense is usually acquired by playing the game a lot yourself, playing scrims, and also sort of VOD reviewing yourself to sort of see what mistakes you're doing wrong, and also VOD reviewing other pro players to see what they're doing right and maybe implementing some of the good things that they do in their playstyle into yours. How to practice W keying? You should practice W keying through just getting your mechanics up in box fights, realistics, and PGs. That's usually what I've been doing, and it's been making me a better player. Because a lot of people think that if they queue up an arena and they just W key every single time, they're going to get better. When realistically, no, because you set yourself up to, one, you have to spend 5 to 10 minutes looting, and then another 5 minutes to sort of find people to W key. When you put yourself in these 1v1s, box fights, and whatnot, is that you get fights after fights after fights, so you get more use of your time. So we're going to be hopping on over to Outcast Kel. So Outcast Kel, in this circumstance, ended up putting himself in a really bad position with his launch pad, and we're going to sort of talk about that. So he ends up launch padding straight away. Same with TJ. So in this zone, there's going to be a lot of people that are chilling right here because zone sort of pulls back towards them. So because TJ and Kel are the first to launch pad, there's people that are going to be chilling in zone looking for holds, and they are both going to be dying out of the air. So their sort of mistake was maybe launch padding a little bit too early. And again, we saw Kanata in the last game. Kanata sort of rotated ahead of zone, you know, a couple boxes, and then launch padded after, which put him in a better position. So making sure that you aren't the first to launch pad is sometimes the play, because sometimes the first people to launch pad are the first people who are going to be targeted and beamed out of the sky. So making sure that you maybe look ahead, see, oh, these guys are going to hold me, so maybe I should wait a couple seconds. Maybe I should get in a little bit deeper before I launch pad or whatnot is really, really good. How old am I? I am 19 years old. Quinn, I get nervous every time I queue up. How do I stop nervousness? Send me a DM on Twitter, Focus. I will 100% help you out. I have a list of things on how to not get nervous in game, and I will share them with you, the secrets. What's better, mechanics or game sense? It's a balance of both. If you want to be a top player, you have to be both mechanically skilled and also smart. Alrighty. So then we're going to be going over to Kanata, who's also actually into this game. You know, Kanata is sometimes controversial. Some people don't like Kanata, but one thing that we cannot deny is that Kanata is an insanely smart, talented player and we're going to see sort of what happens in this end game just to see how he didn't die. So Kanata actually was thinking of padding right here, and again, he has a set spot on how he's padding, where he's padding, and when, so he's not doing it last second. He has 2 pads in this game. He's waiting for other people to pad. He hears people padding in the air, and then he pads. So he sort of is baiting out these 2 people, seeing where they're dying, and then he's going to be landing early. And usually when he lands early, he instantly one by ones up and makes another box above him to sort of give him more space, more room. Because let's say someone, you know, is trying to W key him, he now has a chance to sort of edit down into a box that's going to be his. You always die in game. How do I rotate with no launch pad? There is a video that I did on ProGuides talking about dead side rotates, and that's usually the play. Also, trying to recycle a launch pad, maybe playing in a cone, seeing how other people are going to launch pad is really, really useful too. What do you say the best drop spot for cash cups? I have a YouTube video on the best, or one of the best drop spots on my YouTube. I made it 2 days ago, so if you guys do want to check that out, you guys can maybe try it out for this most recent cash cup and see how it works for you. My YouTube is in the description below, or you can look it up, RichHomieQuinn. You can't focus. If you want to DM me on Twitter, that also works. So Kanata is doing the one-time use short pad, and why does he use this pad? It's because of the elevation of zone, right? So Kanata is currently at the very top of this hill. So let's say you use a launch pad right here. You're going to sort of be like this, and then you're going to go down. So, and then if you do a short pad, it's sort of going to be like this. So then you hit your head, and then you go up, and then you go down. And so he uses this this one-time use short pad, which sort of hits his head instantly, and he gets down. So he's going to be able to touch the ground faster than all these other pads. So the short pads are usually really useful when there's a huge elevation change when it comes to the hills like this. And notice how he doesn't have any hang time, so he's not going to be shot out of the air. He's going to be able to get down below and land before the people that were gliding before them in the air. So he also gets to sort of claim the alpha spot, the better spot, before other people too. So there's also a positioning advantage of doing this. So then Kanata is just going to, you know, do his thing. Let's go see. So I guess we'll watch Kanata throughout this endgame to sort of see what he does. How do you feel about solos again, Fabian? I like solos. You know, hopefully I can prove myself a little bit more. Hopefully the meta changes when it comes to it. How do you recycle a launch pad? Okay, so let's say you are hiding in this base. So you're in this cone right here, right? And you see someone in their base over here, and then they have a stair in their box, right? And then they end up breaking their stair. So usually that's an indication that this player in this other box is going to be placing a pad right here because they are breaking the stair. They're sort of clearing out the spot for the pad. And so then this player is going to be going over here, going for a pad. So that is one of the first ways that you can sort of see if someone else is going to pad, is that they're sort of making space in their box to place the launch pad in. Another thing that people can do is that before they pad, they sort of edit out this wall and they look up to see if there's anything above them. So it's also really important whenever you're padding to always look above you. Make sure that there is no structures above you. So you can be in this cone, you know, getting tons of information, looking around you to see if anyone's padding. If this guy's looking up, that most likely means that he's going to be placing a pad. Or if he pre-places like a floor outside of his box, that also shows that there's most likely going to be a pad place. It's just a lot of small things like that. You can try to read your opponents. Alrighty, so we're going to be hopping over to Xarth in this game too, because Xarth does still have a pad left. How are you doing, Major? When pressured and rotation is far, would I use a pad or not? It's, you know, very circumstance. It depends on this terrain. It depends on how many people are in the game or whatnot. But let's say you are getting pressured, and if you can get a pad off, then it's usually worth, because then you disengage yourself from that fight. All right, so we're going to be watching Xarth right here. So Xarth, again, so the zone sort of went over a hill. So it went from here to here, and now it's going back over the hill. So Xarth realizes that, and so what type of pad does he use? He uses a high pad because he wants to get back onto those builds that are going to be high ground. Xarth is sort of like right here right now, and he knows that it goes up to the hill, so he wants to sort of position himself over here. So instead of, because you don't want to use a short pad or anything like that, so he just uses his normal launch pad, doesn't do a ramp above or anything, and then he puts himself in a good position to play the rest of this endgame. How to get better game sense? Better game sense is acquired by VOD reviewing yourself, other pros, and just playing scrims yourself and putting you in similar situations. I got you, Agustina. Good high gun retakes. You know, Sway is pretty alpha when it comes to the high gun retakes. Mervin. How do you read more players and what they're doing? It just comes off of having good game sense. So Joti ends up trying to use this launch pad right here, but again, he sort of isn't able to use it because of what I was talking about. It was a your fellow Arab pad, and sort of just like, you know, Joti, if Joti would have realized that this pad wouldn't have worked because of this floor, maybe he could have broke the floor or whatnot and then used the pad, right? But again, if there is a floor or a floor right at the edge of the ramp and you're trying to hit a pad, you're never going to be able to glide. It is impossible to do. I'm 100% or like 99% sure. So Joti tries to get a pad there, but he isn't able to use it because it has a floor right in front of it. What launch for first moving? So usually first moving launches, we talked about this in the first game we were talking about. First moving, the best launch is usually always a high launch because of the distance made. But after first moving, you should 100% or 50, like most of the time, be doing a short pad just because of the small distance that you can move back and forth. Unless if, let's say, you're going on top of a hill, then you want to do a high pad. Let's say you're trying to go for a high ground, maybe do a high pad. But you know, how can I get better? Watching ProGuides streams is one of the best ways, Danny. How to improve your aim? So lower sensitivity also helps with improvement of aim, and just sort of you know, being in the same situations in game and just practicing on other players, clicks, box fights, and stuff like that. Also, you know, Kovaxing if you are on PC helps too. That's what I do. And there's also aim training maps and creative that you could do. Alrighty, boys. So again, since end game, there's really nothing to talk about when it comes to pads. Joti ends up going for a fight, ends up getting a kill, and then dying straight afterwards from fall damage. I guess we could just watch the rest of the game right here, though. Ellis ends up having some floppers right here, but he's low on mats. He ends up dropping, taking some fall damage. So his misplay right here was, I think he tried jumping when he had no builds left and ends up actually dying. So he just didn't have good map management, which puts himself in a 1v1 or 1v1v1. It's paralyzed. Paralyzed, it gets a kill on Assault here. And then the high ground player has an RPG. Usually when the high ground player has an RPG, it's really, really hard to win. Goes for a nice heavy snipe, breaking him down, but then still wins the fight on minimal amount of HP. Alrighty, now we will be hopping on to over to some customs. Should I ever save pads? You know, there is some times that you shouldn't be using pads, but usually if you're put yourself in the situation, Exotic, maybe you should have used the pads a little bit earlier, so you don't have to end up not using them. I have no clue where still lands. Alright, boys, we're going to be hopping on over to playing with the pro. You guys want to do some solo customs? Also, I want to see what region are you guys? Are you guys OCE? You guys NA East, NA West, Brazil, EU? What type of customs I'm trying to go? What are we trying to do right now, boys? Should I practice build before editing? You could practice both of them at the same time, I feel. How do I get an average player to be a better player at Fortnite? That is a great question. The best thing to do is to not do what the average player does, right? You know, maybe cutting pubs out of your gameplay or your day, making sure that you balance it out with scrims. And then in between scrims, let's say you dive spawn, instead of just waiting for the next game, maybe hop into creative, doing stuff like that. VOD reviewing is probably one of the best ways to improve, though. All right, so we have a lot of EU in the chat today. I am seeing a lot of EU. See you guys. I got some Middle East up in here too. Let's get it. I'm talking about. You see, people from all regions are trying to improve and get better. There are solos next season, so making sure that you practice as soon as possible is going to be the play. I'm going to be playing on NA East. I'm an NA West player, so if I did the EU ping, I would be at like 130, and I would not be able to kill any stream snipers. So we are going to be playing on NA East servers, but I do see you guys in EU, so maybe we'll do some EU games here soon, but we're going to be doing it NA East. I'm going to be typing in the code right now. Hopefully we can get 100 players. And again, if you guys are liking the ProGuides stream, make sure to drop a like. It also shows me what I should sort of be doing when it comes to helping you guys out. If you know, you guys might want to see different content. So Lucas Rojas. So the code is going to be Quinn, NA East. If you guys do want to help me out in chat and also type the code for other people to see, that would be much appreciated. So it's gonna be Quinn, Quinn, no capitalization on NA East. Does it mean I'm bad if you have no skins? No. If you have no skins, man, it doesn't matter. Skins affect nothing in comp. Other than, let's say, some of the gliders. Some of the gliders do help you out in comp, so. You don't have a phone, Quinn? Let's see. Is there, I'm trying to think, Focus. Focus, if you comment on one of my videos, one of my YouTube videos, I can maybe send it to you through there. So there are going to be no rules. FNC is null, and the only rules are going to be not stream sniping and also no teaming. If you guys do want to help people out, put the code in the chat for me. I appreciate all you guys. I see you, Sam. Who else do I see here? You're new here? Welcome, Ninja. Dr. Ninja up in the chat. And no aimbot. Yes, no aimbot omelet. Is it kill on site? Yes, it is kill on site. But the general census is a play for endgame. So I'm going to see if I can sort of put the lesson into use today. We were talking about on how to play with launch pads and how not to get beamed out of the sky. Code is not working. Make sure you're on solo arena. NA East has to be the region. Bam, settings, and you want to switch it on over to NA East. Alrighty, boys. So I'm going to be fixing my game real quick. Bam, bam. I'm also going to be going over to full screen on 1080p. Alright, there we go. I'm going to be starting it up, boys. We will be getting 2 matches total. Pickaxe swinging. I mean, if you want to pickaxe swing, you can. But, you know, just because you pickaxe swing doesn't mean they're not going to kill you. So I'll just be ready to fight anyone. You wish you could play omelet? Hey, it's all good. You know, sometimes watching is sometimes better than playing yourself, since you might pick up on some new stuff that I could show you out in game. So we're aiming for 100 this one right here. You subbed your channel. Hey, much love, Focus. We were going to be doing another game, so if you guys do miss this game, don't worry, you guys can get next game. Or is it for a controller? I don't know what you mean exactly, FaZe. Ask me again, brother. I'll try to help you out. Can we do 3? I host solo customs on my stream every single day. If you guys do want to check out my stream, it is RichHomieQuinn. So if you guys do want to play with me or ask me further questions, that is sometimes the best way. That's a stream sniper. Hey, everyone's going to know what my skin looks like. If you guys are wondering why I'm at 0 arena points, it's not because I'm a terrible player, I promise. I played in every FNCS and got 13th in duos grand finals, 6th in trios grand finals. It's because this is my alt account that I have customs on. So I'm gonna be hiding my screen here, boys, so there is no stream snipers. So if you guys do see a black screen, don't think that your stream is broken. It is just me trying to stay away from the dirty stream snipers, okay? Most of the time you guys are friendly stream snipers, and I appreciate that. He won't notice you, FA1s. Don't ever say that. I just noticed you right now, brother. But you want to watch? I always have it covered for 1 minute max. When can we kill? You can kill off spawn. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting it back. Don't worry. Customs tomorrow. So currently on ProGuides, I do stream on Mondays and Fridays at the same time, 12 p.m. PST. How do I get so many 200 pumps? I practice. It looks like we do have some people landing in a spot, so I'm gonna have to do a little little switch up. No, I'm about to be showing you guys. I'm just hiding my drop spot. Don't worry. Don't worry. Alright. You guys should be able to see the screen now. Love all my videos. Much love, Pasty. Appreciate the kind words. And feel free to always tell me if there's anything I should be doing differently. You know, if there's other stuff you guys want to see. Practice makes perfect. That is the general census. The more you practice, the better you'll get. SA servers. We can get some South African servers up in here. How many matches are you gonna do? We're gonna be aiming for 2. How beneficial are custom scrims? They're as good as it gets to the actual tournaments, right? All the best players scrim, except some players in EU do not scrim. But for the most part, you know, everyone scrims. When is I heard that Benji got a tournament for EU. I'm jealous because it's EU exclusive. Hey, we got a friendly stream sniper here, hopefully. Okay, let's see who it is. Dino Mask. Okay, I saw you, Dino. I see you. Do you have any box fighting tips? Yeah, just making sure that you abuse the right-hand side peek. So this is my first game on, so my aim might be kind of bad. My builds might be kind of slow too. But we're going to be giving it a chance. So I currently use no colorblind settings, Ryan, or Briz. But you know, some players do have some colorblind settings that help them see through zone or spot people easier. So there are some advantages. What do I feel? Okay, you gotta scare me. I'm a cat. And the homie was healed up and everything. This guy had an RPG. This guy could have ended me. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Is that financial tax? I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the care package. Look, you scared me. Shall I go of controller because I said no aimbot? Oh, that's toxic, man. I wonder what they're gonna be doing to controller, because they said that they're gonna nerf it. I just don't know how much they're gonna nerf it. Go to circle soon. So I like to play edge first and second zone. I like to avoid people because sometimes, let's say I try to go center up right now, then it's gonna put me in a situation where I'm gonna be running into a bunch of people that I may not want to fight, right? So what I do is I end up playing edge zone, and then I focus on positioning later in the game. Focus on my loot early, and then positioning later. Trying to think on how I want to do. Zone is pretty far, so I should probably get going towards it. Hey, what's up, Spidey? How you doing? Spidey's one of my supporters from Twitch chat too. I know, Dino. I saw you. What if you have all A's and your parents still don't support you, man? You gotta sit down and talk to your parents, man. The best thing that you could probably do is show them Ninja's video on how he sort of rose and now how he's sort of at, you know, Ninja did college for his parents, ended up getting his degree in college while also being a Halo 2 or like a Halo Pro in general. What's better, tack or pump? So there's definitely preference. I like gray, green, blue when it comes to the tacks, and then I like the purple and golden pump. Is it good to drop at edge of the maps? There's benefits and disadvantages of dropping edge. Because sometimes you have to rotate really far if you drop edge versus center. But sometimes, you know, you can play floppers, you can play for more loot or whatnot. You love my tips? A much love, Cassidy. Did you play MWT? I did play MWT. No, I've been a gamer since day one. Is it good to drop center map? Again, you know, dropping center map usually has more people. So that's one of the disadvantages of that. But at the same time, the advantage is that you don't have to rotate as much. MW2 is in Modern Warfare 2. That was a Call of Duty game. How do I get good ping? The biggest thing that I could suggest on how to improve your ping would be getting an Ethernet cord set up into your router in your computer. Oh, see, look at that. I knew I should have fought him. See, this is why you can't trust people with pickaxe swing. This is exactly what I told you guys not to do. This is not to trust that guy. It's all good though. He didn't want the smoke one-on-one. He wanted to shoot from afar. You know, I'll remember you that skin. You know, if I see you end game, I'm W keying you. Okay, better watch out, buddy. How do you improve shotgun aim? Shotgun aim. The biggest thing on how to improve shotgun aim is ADSing. So ADSing is aiming down sight, is what it stands for. So making sure that you aim down sight and then go for your shot is going to make your shotgun do more damage because the bullets are going to be more precise. What is a pickaxe swing? So pickaxe swing in competitive games are actually bannable. So it's something that you don't want to do. But since we are not in a competitive Fortnite game, we are in customs. You're allowed to do some stuff and get away without getting punished by Fortnite itself. How do you improve your SMG spraying? Again, probably aiming down sight is probably the best way. Having lower sense usually makes your shots more accurate, but again, you can't hit those flicks as crazy. Have you ever qualified for cash cups? I have placed 3rd, 9th, 6th, 11th, 12th, and 11th in cash cup solos. I've also got 12th in solos during World Cup. Week 3. How do you get good? You put in extra time and effort into the game. Any build fight techniques? I'm not a huge, you know, quote unquote professional at build fighting. I am really good at box fighting though. It's something that I'm really confident in. But I always would recommend probably trying to get, you know, control of stairs in people's boxes and stuff like that. What is a pickaxe swing? It's sort of when you swing your pickaxe at another player to sort of show that you don't want to fight because you have your pickaxe out instead of your gun. Any tips for Nintendo Switch players? I've never used Nintendo Switch, so I can't really give you too many tips, but you know, there's stuff that you can do on mouse and keyboard that you would do as a Nintendo Switch player. Need tips for the Benji Fish Cup? You know, the lesson that I do today, usually the lessons that I always do will 100% help you out when it comes to competitive games. Because I am a competitive player, so I know what you guys go through, man. I know the struggles of being a competitive player and what works and what doesn't when it comes to the actual game. And that's sort of what I'm able to offer for you guys. So this guy has been a nuisance and has been shooting at me the whole time. So guess what, brother? Oops. Gotta be careful with third parties. I got his froze midair. Unfortunate. Alright, let me get this guy targeted. So I gotta be careful of my AR count. The zone's pretty close, so I don't have to rotate too far. Don't have any floppers this game, and my shield's kind of low, so that's another thing that I have to worry about. So I should probably position myself back up on top of this hill. This guy looks like a good player too, so I have to be careful of the W key on him. So I see in this fight that the player that's going to be playing alpha is usually the better player. So that guy is pretty good, so I'm going to be putting myself in a position where I can sort of maybe disengage from that guy. I got to be careful of getting shot from this guy on the hill because this guy was also, you know, shooting at me before us, and he has his cone open towards me, so I got to be careful of getting shot. So he does have an AUG right here, so I got to be careful of bullets getting bled. I hit once right there. Instead of continuing to rotate and wasting mats, I'm just going to box up edge zone. Try to get a big pot off here. And if he does W key me, I just have to try to get some sort of shot back up on him. So if he keeps spraying me here, I'm probably going to send an RPG towards his direction. Just so he stops. He knows that if he keeps spraying me, that he's going to get sort of griefed. Closing up my top. Now I'm going to be able to get a big pot off. What's better, AUG or SCAR? Usually depends on what type of shotgun you have. When to take fights, you should take fights when you have an advantage. When that comes to high ground, or you know that person is low. Guy tries a heavy snipe in. I'm gonna get high gun on him. I'm gonna get a beautiful RPG onto him too if he does peek out. I gotta be careful of the third party. I'm sort of blocking off that area. Again, I try to combo the RPG with a shotgun shot. Trying to get a wall on him. My ping isn't the greatest. I see this guy third partying. So what I'm gonna try to do is force this guy to get shot on the back. So I want to sort of make this guy get pinched instead of myself. Shotgun out. I hit him hard. I think he's in my box still too. So I try to get in a cone off on him. Don't get the cone off. So he's probably gonna go for a heavy snipe into my box. Here. Give me hard here. Oh, he ends up phasing through the Zirene, killing me right there. GG's, man. It's just high ping. He had a good inventory too. I should have aggroed on him a little bit more, but I fell off. He did SMG in my box. That's unfortunate. I didn't know he got in my box. I should have held there. You always make your day focus. I appreciate you. You've been here for almost every single stream. Rage. I don't get upset, Yusuf. You know, I learn from my mistakes instead of blaming it. I'm getting upset. How to not get nervous? One tip that I can give is just to breathe and just taking some time. Yeah, I know, Anus. Mervin. Big or small keyboards? Usually small keyboards are better. Alright, that's sort of like the trend when it comes to Fortnite. Is it okay to switch a sniper for a boom bow? Usually a heavy snipe is going to be better than a boom bow. And solos. What is PG? And PG is when you sort of hop into a creative and then build fight someone. Keyboard cam? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe in the future we could do a keyboard cam. Alright. So I'm going to be doing another code up in here. So if you guys do want to play, get ready. Server is going to be NA East. It's going to be solo arena. The code is going to be... Gotta remake the code real quick. The code is going to be Quinn 1, I think, right? Let's see, make sure we get this start button. Alright. Quinn 1. A 50-50 is when you guys are both, it's like a coin flip is basically what a 50-50 is. So let's say you guys both go for, you guys hop into a box together and now it's just, you know, there's really no skill. It's just whoever hits their shots more. He plays top 5% in the last cash cup. Hey, good stuff, vegan potato. Just try to improve into the next one when it comes to, you know, maybe aiming for top 4%, top 3%. If you guys do want to help me others in chat and put the code in chat, it would be much appreciated. Quinn1 is the code. Pumper tack, Briz, it depends on the color. And also, it also depends on the AR. Is the code working for you guys? It might not be working. It says that there's 2 people in this one. We're going to get a new code. I don't know why that one wasn't working, but we're going to try another one. So, I'm going to try a new one. That was weird. Alright, this one's going to be Quinn 4 on NA East Solo Arena. If you guys do see a guy named RichHomieQuinn typing in the chat, that is indeed me. So, if you guys just want to copy and paste that code, that also does work. So let me know if that works. East or West, these are going to be on the East Coast. If it's not working, I got to figure out what the issue is. There it is. We jump up straight up to 43. Let's get it. Please read. Any tips for low-end PC players? Yes. You know, you can't, you know, become a pro on low FPS, but you can still make money on low FPS, you know. Making sure that you save up for improvements when it comes to your PC or to your equipment is going to be an investment that you could do. Quinn 4, no spaces, all together. If you guys do want to put it in the chat, that would be fantastic. I'd appreciate you guys much. you're from Greece and you have 70 ping in game, can I get good place? 100%. You know, there's people that have played EU players have played on NA East and they got money. But it's not easy to say anything. It's definitely easier on lower ping, but it is possible. Quinn4, thank you guys for helping out others in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Hi man, I'm the best. Hey, much love, lads. Or I should call you Watkins. Headphones or speaker? You should be doing the headphones. Wish I could make a living off gaming. Hey, it's the dream. And I appreciate you guys, watching the streams and whatnot. Do you think Fortnite is dying? Fortnite is not dying. Anyone who says Fortnite is dying is wrong. Fortnite has announced a World Cup in 2021. And trust me, it is not dying. So that means that there's competitive for the next 2 years minimum. All right, I think we're going to be starting with 100. What is my creator code? It is Quinn, Quinn, if you do want to support me. But yeah, we're going to be starting out the match with 100. Don't think we can get 200. Is there a right keyboard position? I don't think so. Just whatever feels more comfortable to use, usually the right way. What is a ramp boost? So ramp boosts are actually not in the game anymore. But it was called the EJ dash, where you could sort of place a ramp behind you and it would boost you ahead. Most of any. Can you play on bad ping? I'm playing on 80 ping and I've won, games on ProGuides. How to get less nervous? Sometimes breathing, sometimes being more prepared, Yusuf, will put you in a better position to become less nervous. Can you play on bad ping? Hey, I do. I've placed before. How do you get better in arena duos? Finding a good player that you can play with and practice with. I'm gonna be covering my screen just so we don't get any dirty stream servers. Who am I? So I'm a NA West professional player / coach. And I place, believe it or not, I do place. I rank myself as like a top 40, top 30 NOS player. How do we pressure opponents? Pressuring opponents usually does involve, just spraying opponents and making sure that they don't have any time to sort of breathe or reheal. Will 5G change your idea of ping? When you're on computer, your 5G doesn't matter if you have an Ethernet cord, is what I'm trying to say. Alright boys, you guys should be able to see the screen now. 18% in the solo cash cup. I mean, you did better than 72% of players. Or 80. Oh, I didn't mean to start the campfire. 82. What I have 0 points is this is my alt account where I have customs on. I don't have customs on my main account. So if you guys do want to know how to play this drop spot, I did create a YouTube video explaining this exact drop spot. If you guys do want to use it in future solo cash cups, I got 9th place in solo cash cup doing this drop spot, and I wanted to share it to you guys. So if you guys do want to check out my YouTube channel, it is RichHomieQuinn, and hopefully it will be able to be utilized and useful for you guys on whatever region you guys are playing on. How can I find a good teammate? The best way is probably to join a Discord. Discords are usually the best way. ProGuides does have a Discord. I think their Discord link might be in the description too, so if you guys do want to hit up that, you can maybe find another player that wants to grind and get better with you. Oh my gosh, that scared me. Holy ninja. You scared me, brother. Focus. Oh my goodness, man. It made me jump a little bit. That woke me up. Good morning. Blue burst. I'm going to be dropping the burst rifle for an AR, so I appreciate the call, though. Headphones or earphones? Some players play on earphones, but I think headphones are definitely the majority way of becoming good. Arena or scrims, you should be playing scrims over arena. What are my earnings? I have over $20,000 in earnings, competitive earnings for Fortnite. And they've all have been through qualifying events. I've never been invited to an event and made money off of it. Hopefully here in the future, though. You know, I wouldn't mind. Damn, I'm getting a good amount of big pots. You just died, please shout out. Hey, shout out to Anson. Should I win? How should I win with high ping? You can't frag out with high ping. You can't get a lot of eliminations. So sometimes the best thing to do is outsmart your opponents instead of try to outskill. How do I get better at box fights? VOD reviewing pro players on box fights is sometimes actually the play. Like, I'm probably going to be doing a lesson on ProGuides for you guys where I'm going to be VOD reviewing, like, clicks. Would that be something that you guys would want to do? I could VOD review clicks, box fighting, and to see what we should do there. What do I play on? I play on mouse and keyboard on NA West servers. So I was hoping that I was going to get an AR here, but it seems like we're only getting FAMASs. And again, if you guys do want to check out this drop spot and want to know more in-depth things about this drop spot, I do have a YouTube video built on it, and that is some streamer luck right there. Let's get it. What are you trying to do, huh? You trying to troll me? Harpooning this right here. There is a boat player right here. So one guy's gonna be in the bush right here. One guy's gonna be right behind here. He thinks that I don't know where he's at. Indeed, I do. Haha. Oh. I thought this guy didn't have shield. I guess there's another dude. I'm gonna be able to get one big hit off, or one big pot here. Above me. So I sort of faked like I built up right there, and now that allowed me to sort of get more space. So I'm gonna be going for mech kit. If I can't get it off, I can't get it. Let's see, one more second. I got it. So I'm gonna try to. He's gonna drop down and go for my wall. And I have cracked him right there. Built. Got a ramp over, editing down. Got a floor there. Got his floor. I need to reload my shotgun. I'm gonna be able to get a free shot right here since those are my builds. All right, let's get it. We got a launch pad that I can explain sort of how to play launch pad again. All right, seems like everyone wants to kill the rich homie. Next contestant, going for high ground, coning him off, double edits behind him, got a wall on him, and you're in the lobby, brother. Make sure you use code Quinn in the item shop because you're gonna be looking at the item shop for a good bit. Hashtag ad. All right, who's next? So if you guys actually do look in bushes from the top, going into it, you can see someone hiding in the bush. And I see this guy in this bush too. He thought he was sneaky. Not sneaky enough to kill the rich homie though, unfortunately. Yeah, what's up, guys? Keep our mouse and controller. We'll see after the update. See which one is more prevalent. Earphones or mic? I don't know what you mean. Like, which one should you buy over the other? Probably headphones. And then you can buy a mic afterwards, unless you're playing this. Are flick shots important? Yes, flick shots usually are important when it comes to having to clutch up in a fight. Like, let's say, you know, you're losing the fight and you need to hit a crazy shot to sort of put yourself in a position where you're now equal footing or winning the fight. Thoughts on South African servers? I mean, you got to sort of think, you know, so if SA servers are added, then it's going to sort of hurt the prize pool for other regions like EU, NA West, and like that. But, you know, I think the more competition there is, the better it is. Because I would love for people that struggle and have to play on high ping to have lower ping. Is this the right thing? Right thing to do? Should you carry medkits and scrims? So usually you want to carry medkits, let's say if there's a chance that you can get storm fought. So that's what I usually do. If I can, I think in my head, you know, this person can W key me and can grief my game, I should have medkits just so I could take storm damage if I want to disengage. But yeah, raw heals are usually, or white heals for your white HP is usually really important. And making sure that you have a balance of that and shield is really, really important. What shotgun is best for W keying? It's preference. I see tons of great pros use pumps, like Kanata. I think Kanata prefers pumps, versus some pros prefer shotguns or attack shotguns. So you sort of have to experiment for yourself. There's a guy in this box, man. The good old box strat. See if I can pre-harpoon. I'm sort of thinking where he's going to be peeking. This guy's trolling. Those don't look terrible though. Back wall, so I'm gonna be able to box this guy in. If he goes for an edit, I'm gonna allow him to make the play instead of me. See how I sort of allow him to make the mistake instead of myself? Like, you know, I could have tried to do something fancy on them, but instead I just sort of allow him to make the mistake, which gave me the first shot opportunity. So I'm gonna edit this floor here, using the right hand side peek, making sure this guy doesn't get above me, trying to pre-place, getting some control. Can maybe go for a shot right there. Beautiful. I'm gonna ramp over this guy. He's gonna be focused on healing, and he's gonna be focused on his nice fish setup in the lobby now. Again, so the most important thing when it comes to fighting is what is called piece control. So making sure that you know, sort of predict where the opponent is going, and also sort of how to put yourself in a position where you sort of throw off your opponent and are like 2 steps ahead of your opponent. That's the play. Do you press C with thumb or index? I do with my index. I use my thumb only for pressing spacebar. Is that the play? Probably not. I think if I could maybe get used to placing or pressing C with my thumb, it would make me a better player. But I feel like my hand might look weird. Tips for early game and cash cups. So I like to land somewhere in cash cups where it's uncontested, and maybe get 1 or 2 kills off spawn. But and then I just play for end game. And I've done really well doing that play style. So I'm just harpooning in the bush right there, just to maybe preemptively trying to fishing hook someone trying to be sneaky on me. You can't get over 60 FPS on console. Yep, you're right. Trying to get some tags on the guy, not because I think I can kill him from this distance, but because I think that I could see if he's white in his HP. What is scrims? Scrims are is short for scrimmages, and scrimmages is sort of, you know, practice for the real tournament or the real thing. Oh, I think someone died in the water over here and ended up having the grappler. So I'm gonna be over peeking here, trying to kill this guy, because in the water right here you actually cannot build. So being able to shoot this guy, he's using the grappler actually in the water too. So I'm just missing my shots, but it's sort of hard to hit people in water, especially when he's grappling everywhere. So that guy's gonna have the grappler, so I gotta be aware of that, because he could grief my game. These are scrims right now. You was the box dude? Hey, you're a troll, Golden. I'm on 60 ping on console. Any tips for console cups? So I did play on the PS4 cup on mouse and keyboard, and I have nothing but respect for you guys. Ooh. Well, I was over peeking a little bit there. Nice heavy snipe. So my sort of thought process was that no one's gonna have a heavy snipe near me because there's no heavy snipe spawns other than Pleasant Park around here, and then I just got heavy snipe. So I was just over peeking here, trying to go for tags. So yeah, I was 100% over peeking because I thought that guy was the guy that was at the airplane too. We'll get another game in here though, right before we end. How do you counter from being laser? Just being aware of your surroundings and making sure that no one has an easy shot on you. Toxic is going to be the best way. All right, we're going to be doing another custom, boys. Let's fill it up fast. So this one is going to be Quinn. Let me make sure my caps lock's not on it. Quinn 8 on any East. If you guys do want to put the code in, feel free. What is Storm Surge? Storm Surge is an arena games only, Oliver. And it's the time where you need to do a certain amount of damage. Otherwise, you're going to get zapped by the game. How do I not tilt? I just sort of think about what I should be doing better instead of getting frustrated and blaming it on being unlucky. Paddles are usually the wave when it comes to controller, but there's great controller players that don't use, scuff or paddles themselves. How do you join scrims? So these are going to be on Solo Arena, and it's going to be on NA East. Quinn 8 is the code. So again, so if people were trying to figure out how I got into the compete tab when it comes to getting the replays. So you have play, you click compete up here, you then click on what you want to choose, hit event details, and then you click on the day that you want to look at, the session leaderboard, and then you click on whatever player you want to watch, match history, and then you can just double click on the game, and then you get to watch the match. Keith Allen. Keith Allen is a great guy. Right now, you guys got some RichHomieQuinn happening. All right, boys. Code Quinn8 up in the chat. No capitalization at all. And all together. 2 N's. Is it free on ProGuides? So ProGuides does have their own website. If you do want to purchase stuff from there, it's a monthly subscription. You can, but their YouTube content is free for you guys to use. Did you like what you did, Golden? You did stream snipe, but you didn't kill me, so it didn't really hurt me. Are there any rules? Title? There are no rules. Title, other than no teaming and no stream sniping. TV or PC? What do you mean exactly when it comes to that, Briz? Why can't I see yourself in the leaderboards? Because maybe you didn't play that event. Hey, you're not good, Golden Sin. Hey, watching the streams like these will make you 100% better. Yeah, we did start with 100 players. Is it good to have 25 to 60 ping for creative Fortnite? It's not bad, but it's not terrible. So it's sort of like in between. I'm sick. Much love, Sonu. Any wagers? We don't do wagers here right now. How to improve tracking? Just what I do, and what I see a lot of pro players too, is they practice tracking on people in the lobby. They get a gun, they don't even shoot. They just practice, making sure they keep it on the head, and just trying to, track the body of someone who's running around. Maybe even go for shots and just seeing, making sure, like small stuff like this. You can also, hop into a creative map. Some creative maps have tracking games that realistically represent a Fortnite character. Well, for SMG, you can do the exact same thing. So there is a creative map where you and another friend can go into, and you guys have like 2,000 HP or something absurd like that, and then you practice someone being in the same box and tracking with the SMG. So I'm behind in my spot location, boys, so no one can stream snipe. How to get an average player to a pro player? He's got to do not what an average player does and what a pro player does. Main thing is going to be VOD reviewing and putting in maybe a couple extra hours. Is it okay to play on 30 FPS? It's difficult, but it's definitely possible. Dropstar. 1 flop or 3 med kits? It depends on the situation, what time of game you're in. If you're in like moving zones at end game, you should pick up the flopper. But let's say you're in second zone, I'd probably do the med kits. Hi, you're new. Welcome to the stream, Neptune. I appreciate you, man. You're such a huge fan. Hey, I appreciate you too, Bob. Any recommendation for a console player that places consistently in cash cups? I think I can contend, but you do not have the equipment. Maybe just saving up for the equipment. Maybe asking your parents if they do want to help out, if they believe in what you're doing. It's gonna be important. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Bob. Hope you have a great day, man. What do we focus on in VOD reviewing? So my biggest tip in VOD reviewing is that you should VOD review with someone else. Being able to see someone else's perspective, you know, their perspective may not always be right, but just having a second pair of eyes and a second brain to sort of look at the circumstances and see what they would do in that situation. And maybe, you know, you may not agree fully with them when it comes to everything, but there might be one or two things that they said that would help you improve. You're grinding for extra? Much love, Mr. Khan. Yeah, if you guys do not know, I am on a professional organization named Extra, and I am a pro player for them. How do you get confident? You get confident by preparing yourself. If you're prepared, you're gonna be confident because, you know, if you win scrims, you have that confidence. Oh, I win scrims. That means I can easily win these weaker end games and these less popular end games. You know, pumper attack, my guy, Chris. I carry Rano. Thank you for the fall. Dino also here. Okay. So the friendly stream snipers come first, and then it comes the stream snipers that want to do harm. How do I improve your aim on console? Usually lower sense, and just practice tracking players in like creative and whatnot. Why no shotgun? Because I haven't found one yet. These guys teaming. There's one. Just trying to bait out that C4 on that old loot to see if that guy maybe actually wants to go on his buddy's loot. Got a guy in a bush. DJ yonder. Okay, okay. Stream snipers are heavy today, boys. I'm telling you, man, you know, you're not gonna get better by stream sniping. Just playing the games out, man, and just playing for end game will make you a better player, and you never know, you might be able to make money. Got no presents for your birthday? It's all good, man. It's all good. What's better, to buy a scuff or be basic? I mean, scuffs are usually more expensive for a reason, like that they are sometimes easier to use. But I'm pretty sure, like, you guys know Wavy Jacob? I don't think Wavy Jacob just uses a regular PS4 controller, and that guy's a beast. Did you restart Arena? So this is my alt account. So why I have 0 Arena points, or 100 right now, is because of me only having I don't play Arena on my alt account. I just host customs. How do you guys build so good, Stardust? Is this practice, man? I've been playing Fortnite since season 1. So, you know, I used to be terrible at the game, but I got better and I worked on improving. And you know, that's where I'm at today. What season did you guys start playing on? Type in chat. What number? Thank you for helping with tips. I got you, Frenzy. Also, Crypt. Should I side grade an AR? You should side grade a AR or an AK to an AR. Okay, we got some OGs. We got some new people too, you know. And this just shows it doesn't matter what season you guys started playing with. Hopping onto ProGuides and trying to improve and get better is what some of the best players do, man. What do you think about people that have a million floppers? They're playing the meta right. The meta is fish. Oh, we got a little pom-pom here. I don't have pom-pom on this account, but I appreciate you, Ninja. Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you for being a friendly stream sniper. Oh, I don't think this guy's stream sniping, but he ain't friendly. I know that. Well, I was gonna be trying to hop into that boat, but I'm just gonna rotate this. I'm not getting the luckiest when it comes to finding minis right now. How do you get good positioning? I have a video on my YouTube that talks about dead side positioning. I've also done a session on ProGuides which talked about dead side positioning. If you guys want to check that out, my YouTube is RichHomieQuinn. That was not worth getting that mushroom to just get hit. What settings do I use? So my sensitivity is 0.08% on 800 DPI. Rotation vid, yes. So if you guys want to check it out, my YouTube is RichHomieQuinn. It is also linked in the description. Same with my Twitch. I stream on Twitch every single day. What's your opinion on PC, aim assist on PC? I think it is kind of overpowered, but I think aim assist on console is 100% needed for the people who play console. What's up, Boystar? How you doing, brother? Boystar is one of the rich homies that's always in my streams on Twitch. I appreciate you, man. You read your comment? Yes, sir, FNS. I try to read every single one of your guys' comments. If I do not get your comment, feel free to ask me on my Twitch or on my Twitter, which is RichHomieQuinn. You just subbed. Much love, Onic. You have any rare skins on my other account? I've only spent $10 on Fortnite when it comes to buying skins. All my skins that you guys see on this account, my followers gift me, so huge shout out to them. But yeah, I've only bought the first battle pass, and with that battle pass, I save up my V-Bucks to buy all the future battle passes, and all the other skins I get extra are from my supporters. So I only bought the Dark Knight. Or the Dark Knight's probably my most OG skin. Pumper tack. I like the gray, green, blue tack, and then purple or golden pump. How do you improve your aim? Just playing the game a lot. Kovaxing if you're on PC. Or aim god. I've zone, I'm a god. Hey, much love. I appreciate the kind words, man. Do West? I do host West customs on my Twitch stream. You guys are strong fighting. Let's see if I can third party right now. It's kind of hard to see in zone right now. So there is someone in this bush. So actually, if I send an RPG at a bush, it won't do any damage. I will show right here. Oh, it actually did do damage. Maybe they patched that. But a bush used to not do any damage when it comes to explosives. But I guess they patched it. You learn something new every day on ProGuides, even myself. There we go. Just hit my shots. I retook the wall, and then I just abused my right-hand side peek when it comes to that. This map for Kovacs. If you guys do want to know my Kovacs scenario maps, feel free to hit me up on my Twitter. I will send them to you. RichHomieQuinn. How to improve editing? Just doing edit courses. You know, my editing isn't the greatest right now just because I'm on East Coast, but I'm on 80 ping. Trying to get some tags on the guy. That guy has a med kit and is going to be able to heal up by the time I push him. And I also have to be worried about zones, so it's not worth pushing him at all there. So again, you see how I sort of had my builds out and I was able to block that heavy snipe just because I was prepared. People always get heavy sniped because they aren't really prepared and don't have their builds out to get shot at. And I had my builds out which blocked that heavy snipe, which could have easily hit me. Can I please answer? What do you need, Yo-Yo? Ask me. Hey, welcome to the stream, Johnny. What's up, Ivory? Do you think big bushes are good or bad? I like them in the game, but they are annoying. I died to plenty of bushes in the past, so I'm sort of pre-building. Alrighty, I sort of overbuilt right here. We're chilling. Yes. Yo, do you want me to buy you a PC? Yeah, don't worry, Kyle. I got you, man. I'll buy you a PC for $1,000. I got you, man. You have 200 ping? Hey, I'm at 70. So I almost feel you. Are you gonna do customs on Twitch? Yes. I don't know if I should do some homework or if I should do customs. So we'll see how early I'm gonna be streaming. This guy is stream sniping me, so he's gonna be spraying at me. You won the shark and your game crashed? That is unfortunate, Cash. Is it worth buying a 240 hertz monitor? Yes. If it's for your birthday, you know, having an upgrade is always good. Do you play scrims now? I am playing solo customs with you guys right now. You just died? Hey. As long as you learn something hopefully new, Demon Lord, that's all that matters. My Twitch is RichHomieQuinn. If you guys do want to show some love to my Twitch, it is in the YouTube description. How can you check the hertz of your monitor? So if you right click on your desktop and you go to display settings, that's where you can see your monitor hertz or your current hertz. So the zone is pretty far here. I'm gonna get stream sniped. So the play is probably the launch pad. So I'm gonna be launching a high launch because I gotta go far distance over a tree. I'm gonna play over towards this agency, and also when I'm launch padding, I'm gonna be swinging back and forth so I'm not flying in a straight line. I could have picked up those extra minis right there, but I was trying to get to zone and prioritize it. Nice guy, Quinn in chat. Much love. You play on East Coast? A lot of people play on East Coast in the chat too. You're on alone. You're on alone. So I'm also going to be setting up on these cars just so I could refarm the metal that I'm going to be using to build the base. And I'm sort of towards center zone. Can you please try EU? I will get like 140 ping and I will get stream sniped. Super hard. Can I please coach you? That's what I'm sort of doing right now. Please answer you. What's up, X? Where do you put the codes? I put them in the chat and I verbally tell you guys. So the session's going to be ending here soon, boys. But I just wanted to sort of recap of what we talked about. We did talk about sort of 5 different launch pads and sort of how to use them in game. We VOD reviewed some of NA East when it came to Kanata, sort of see how he used a couple other players over there. Yeah, if you guys did enjoy the session, make sure you guys do drop a like. And we're gonna be trying to play this one out. We'll be seeing here soon. Tips for first moving. Yeah, try to rotate early. The earlier the better. The guy doesn't have an RPG. I'm trying to take this guy's position right here. He's gonna go for another RPG on me. For my wall. Gotta pre-place the wall on him. He's gonna probably go for an RPG here soon, so I'm gonna try to make him RPG himself. Got a wall on him, going for a cone box. Don't get him box. I'm going for another cone box. He got above. Let me going for some height here too. He is actually now below me. And we're getting boated from across the map. Some nice shots right there. Gonna beam that guy. So I'm just trying to see if I have any of his walls. I do not. Putting some pressure on him. Trying to take his roof here. I am on high ping, so it's most likely not going to take. Took it right there. He's going to go for a 50-50. Trying to not allow that to happen. We're going to get nonstop boat rocketed from who knows where. This guy does boat rocket. I can maybe sort of use it as like a duo tactic of retaking his walls. For a spray, 35 blue. Box it in so no third parties. Drop down. So I'm going to be going for an RPG and replace his walls. Got his bottom wall right here from that RPG. I got sniped from behind. In my face. It's unfortunate, man. Street sniped pretty hard today, but I appreciate you. The face north tactic does not work anymore. They did patch it the day that it got exposed. Are you from NA West? I am from NA West. Bro, please answer. I'm sorry, thumbnails. If I did miss your question, feel free to ask me on Twitter. I will respond to you guys. But perfect timing. I was going to end the session anyways, so it's almost a blessing that I did die right there. Hope you guys did enjoy the session. If you guys do want to say bye in the chat, I'll try to say bye to you guys. Try to say bye, but I'm gonna be streaming again on ProGuides on Friday at 12 p.m. PST. Chezzy, Risen, Galaxy, Taichel, Galactic, Cashman, Clude, Reaper, Sinner, Laserbot, Galaxy. I appreciate all you guys. I can't get you all since there's so many of you guys, but have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like. YouTube and Twitch is going to be down below if you guys do want to show some extra love there. But yep, have a wonderful rest of your day, and keep grinding, guys. You guys got this. Peace out.